Good afternoon, guys. It's Workin, bringing you a quick update on Bitcoin. Hope you guys are having a wonderful afternoon. We're looking at Bitcoin to the US dollar 4-hour chart on Coinbase. And last time we spoke, guys, Bitcoin had just broken down out of 12,000. We were coming back down. I think it was just starting to test about 11,500. Told you guys that that may be a decent area to scalp, although I do believe it did have a little bit of a bounce last time we spoke, guys. I didn't play this $11,500 zone. That was a bit risky for me. If you did, though, you did have a decent scalp numerous times, guys. You had a couple opportunities riding as high as about 11,800. So if you did take that trade, congratulations, guys. The trade, as you knew, as I told you yesterday, the area I was concerned with, the area I was eyeballing, not concerned with, but eyeballing, was this $11,050 area. This was the area I was wanting to scalp, and of course, it proved to be a very, very nice scalp, getting a nice little bounce off that zone, coming back up as high as 11,000. Actually, it came up a little bit higher than that here recently. It was, let me put in here to the hourly. Yeah, getting as high as about 11,450. So if you did take that trade, guys, congratulations. In fact, I am still in it, and I am standby. Okay, back with you. Sorry about that, guys. As I'm talking, probably a good idea to go ahead and get out of the positions that you want to get out of before you start recording, working. So anyway, just had to close my position. But yeah, that was a decent little scalp there, guys. Couple hundred dollar move, which I'll take those scalps every day. And if you did take that scalp trade, congratulations, guys. Of course, we knew this was going to be a decent area. Not only was it a clear visual support, but we also did have that. If we zoom back here to the 4-hour, pull our fib. Swing low, swing high. And of course, we can see that we had that 618 literally sitting right on top of there, guys. So we knew this was going to be a decent bounce. It was just a matter of how high. And I do not want to get greedy in this, guys. We are breaking down on some volume. So again, I don't want to get too greedy. Just play the areas of support on the way down. Next area I'm going to be watching is this $10,650 zone. This is going to be a pivotal zone, guys. And I'm not saying we're going to come down here. I'm agnostic at the moment. I do think right now we're going to be trading a range here, very, very likely between 11,000 and 11,500. If we can clear 11,500 back to the upside decisively, by decisively I mean a 4-hour open and close. And to be fair, actually, I'd really like to see a 4-hour open and close above about 11,700. At that point, I do think 12,400 will be a target. But until we do close above about 11,600, 11,700, above that zone, a decisive break above that zone, I do think the momentum is shifting towards at least another test of 11,050. If that does break down, if we get an open and close below 11,050, of course, then we're going to be eyeballing this $10,650 zone. As I pointed out yesterday, guys, that was where we saw that nice tweezer reversal back here, guys. Of course, we wicked down below it, but that's where the body closed, guys. That's where we can see a nice visual support at $10,650, and I am going to be expecting a decent bounce if we do get down there. I am going to be expecting a decent bounce off that zone. If we go swing low, swing high of this overall structure here, we can see that 10,650 lines up perfectly with our next fib right there at that at the 50. So again, a more reason why I would expect a decent bounce off that zone, as well as we grab our fib extension. We can see that $10,650 zone lines up perfectly with the golden pocket there. So I would expect that to act as a decent support if and when we do come back down there. And again, I'm not saying we're coming back down there, guys. I'm fairly agnostic at the moment. I need to wait and see how this thing gets resolved. And I know that's frustrating to hear from an analyst, guys. I get it. I truly do. So I'm fairly agnostic on the smaller time frames there. If we pull out here to the weekly, certainly looking, again, a little. Overall, of course, I'm bullish, guys. The overall trend is bullish here. There's no question about that. That being said, are we going to see a larger correction here? Are we going to come down and take out this prior local low here of about $9,600? Are we going to correct below that? We'll have to wait and see. Again, I'm going to be watching that $10,650 zone. If we do break that decisively, if we get a 4-hour open and close below that area, then of course the next logical target is going to be that $9,950, around $10,000. I don't know that that's going to hold though this time. I'm going to be eyeballing that $9,400 zone, as we've discussed numerous times. We've been eyeballing that zone for quite some time. I do think if 10,650 does decisively get broken, I do think 9,400 is definitely going to be in play. Checking our moving averages, exponential moving averages, looking at the 4-hour, guys, we can see that the bottom Bollinger Band acting as somewhat decent support here, guys. We'll have to wait and see kind of how this plays out. Again, I don't like that we took out the prior low of this prior wick here. I don't like that we're seeing the 8-period EMA dropping below the 21 and now dropping below the 55. Again, that does indicate some bearish momentum starting to build. Let's wait and see kind of how this ends up playing out. We are below and rejecting now off of the 50 simple on the 4-hour is starting to act as resistance. Again, not a good sign, but again, this is only on the 4-hour, so no reason to get too bearish. Let's go ahead and check the daily. Now the daily, the bulls are still putting up a hell of a fight here, guys. The daily, we can see the 21-day EMA is holding up here. We did wick below it, but we have not closed below it, and of course we have not had a decisive break below it at all. Decisive would be a daily open and close below that 21-day EMA. Now if that does happen, of course, then I get extremely bearish. Then I'm going to be looking for a drop to at least this 55, which is also coinciding with the 50 simple, and again, that's going to be somewhere in the mid to lower 9,000. Of course, this is showing at about 9,600 here on the daily here, guys. The 50 simple is about 9,650-ish, somewhere thereabouts. But again, I do think a more likely target would be more like 9,400. I do think that would be the next logical target if we do end up decisively getting that decisive break below that 21-day EMA or below that $10,650 zone. Let's go ahead and look at the weekly. Now, of course, the weekly chart, guys, is looking in the short term a little bit more agnostic. Of course, yesterday it was looking a lot more bullish. Again, I'm talking short term. Long term, guys, the weekly is still very bullish. Short term, it does look like we may want to come back down and correct here. Again, I'm leaning more agnostic on this, guys. Now, of course, if we do take out that $10,650 zone, as we can see, lines up very, very nicely with the open of the prior week's candle, and of course the close of the of this terrible shooting star candle that we saw back here on the week of the 24th. So yeah, if that does break down, obviously that's getting more confirmation that things could get bearish very, very quickly. But as I pointed out before, this 8-period EMA on the weekly, the 8-weekly EMA is holding up very, very nicely, guys. In fact, we haven't even tested it yet. So let's wait and see how this ends up playing out. Overall, the overall trend is still bullish without question, guys. But again, this does look like it may want to come back down and correct here a little bit in the short term. Again, I'm a little more agnostic, not leaning bearish, but yeah, the weekly is certainly not looking like it was yesterday. That being said, we do have a lot of light between the 8-period and the 21-week EMA, as well as the 55-week EMA, guys. We do have a lot of light in between there, and remember, the more space we have in between there, you kind of think of this as kind of a cushion. In other words, it may drop down in here, but the lower it drops, guys, typically the deeper it drops there, guys, once it does hit bottom, the quicker it reverses course and the faster it reverses course. More cushion for the pushing, as somebody liked to say. I'm not going to go there. And I apologize for my voice, guys. I don't know if I'm getting a cold or what it is, but if I'm just losing my voice from talking too much. But I do apologize for that. I'm sure you can hear it. All right, let's go ahead and check longs and shorts. Shorts, we did have this just, again, probably just one person here dropping. Let's see, we dropped about 62%. Just another day in the cryptoverse, right? Another 62% drop in shorts. No big deal, right? So from the top to the bottom, shorts have been liquidated about 83% since June the 3rd. So, this is what gives cryptocurrency a bad name. The fact that, and I know I've explained this, I explained this drop here, I explained the drop back here when we had the same thing back on March the 16th. This is Bitfinex allowing people to claim positions rather than close positions, and this keeps things off the books. And this is why when we had this 60% drop in shorts, 62% drop in shorts, that was today at let's see, 8:00 Greenwich Mean Time, 8:00 Zulu time. When that happened, price didn't move very much at all. You can see now, of course, it dropped a little bit since then, but at the time that happened, price didn't move. Of course, you would expect price to jump when this happened. It did not, because Bitfinex allows people to claim things off books, and I don't know how that's legal. I mean, this is the wild, wild west, man. I don't know how they get away with that, but apparently they do, guys, and this is what gives crypto a bad name. But nonetheless, I'm pointing this out and to say every time we've seen this, it's been followed by a fairly decent drop in price. Now, it doesn't mean that has to continue, guys, but we do have longs definitely outpacing shorts, even though longs are dropping a little bit here. We certainly have longs outpacing shorts by a factor of about almost 5, by a factor of 4. So this does suggest price possibly, again, that would certainly lean more to the bearish side. Let's just leave it there. I don't want to spread any FUD. Let's just say that would certainly lead more to the bearish side. So let's wait and see how that plays out. Again, guys, I don't want to read too much into shorts. I probably shouldn't have even brought that up. I just know a lot of people have asked me questions about that and how does Bitfinex get away with that and why doesn't price move when we get a 62% drop in shorts? That's why, because Bitfinex allows people to claim positions rather than close positions. And yes, it's messed up. No, it doesn't, at least to my knowledge, happen in traditional markets. How that's legal, I have no idea, but there you go, it is. All right, so coming back here to the daily, guys, again, to wrap this up in a bow, it does look to me like we may want to come back down, maybe retest this $11,050 zone. I probably won't play it on that second test. Will that break? We'll have to wait and see. I really don't have a bias here in the short term, guys. If this does break, though, as I said, I will be playing a very likely a scalp here at $10,650, and we'll have to wait and see kind of how it ends up playing out. If that does break down, guys, then we're looking for a drop down to the mid to lower $9,000 range, in my opinion. All right, I'm going to go ahead and wrap Bitcoin there. Oh, to the upside, guys, to the upside, as I said, if we do take out about 11,700, if we get a decisive break above that on the 4-hour decisive open and close about 11,700, above about 11,700, I will start looking at 12,400 as a target. And of course, we need to reevaluate if and when Bitcoin does test 11,400. All right, guys, sorry about the short video. I'm in a bit of a hurry here, guys, but I know I haven't answered your questions in a while, guys. I am going to have a video answering your questions hopefully tonight. If not tonight, tomorrow. Things have been a little busy here, guys, but I'm going to go ahead and wrap things there. If you do have any comments, questions, suggestions, please let me know in the comments section below. Oh, as always, guys, please remember to either like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell on the bottom, and always want to send a big shout out to everyone that does support the channel with your tips. Greatly, greatly appreciated. Till next time, guys, please trade safe. Take care of yourselves. This is Workin, signing out.